Okay, man, we're back.
All right, so yeah, some more story time on these ones right here. Double Dragon 2, I absolutely love this game. It's one of my favorites. That was actually the very first game I ever bought with my own money. I saved up, birthdays, doing whatever. I want to say we went to, KB Toys or Toys R Us or whatever, and I saw that one, and just, that's the one I want.
My first one I bought was Simon's Quest, but I was looking for the first Legend of Zelda at the time that was out of print or whatever it was. I still remember it cost $30. And we went to like 10 stores looking for Zelda, and I had to settle for Simon's Quest, but it was still fun. But I didn't never own Double Dragon 2. We used to rent it a lot. Took a minute to get used to the what was it? B attacks left and A attacks right.
Yep. Got that. And then I want to say the first game, both in arcade and NES, there wasn't any platforming and stuff like that. So you had to get.
But there was the at level 3 you had the shit with the stalactites, and there was a part where you jumped onto one conveyor belt. But that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There might have been a little bit in 4, but it was stationary platforms. It wasn't like we need to talk about World 6 immediately in this level.
Well, again, leading up to that, so playing through it, and then you get to the Land of Illusions or whatever, and you're getting your shit kicked in from those, trying to get the timing and the jumps right on those platforms that blink in and out. So again, it was like a spring break or whatever. Just kept playing it. Finally got the timing on that. And for the most part, I'd say it's pretty fair as far as like ramping up the difficulty on your guys.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's about the halfway point, and then everybody starts getting kind of souped up.
Yeah. I had the NES Advantage, which is the boomerang one with the goofy control pad. It's like a thing. If you hold down the 2 turbo buttons on that, you get nothing but super knees. And so pretty much the only way I played was spamming super knees. So the enemies were never anything besides me super kneeing myself off into a bottomless pit.
Oh yes. So that was all right. So you make it through that, and get to the end. Oh wait, it's not the end. You got to play on the harder difficulty. So went back, another however many days or weeks, whatever, to practice that again, going through the illusions, and then finally, got the big bad, his cheeseball shit, beat him, and then felt accomplished. And then a funny thing, because we did a playthrough of this way back when, and I want to say the platforms, I went and got it right off the bat, and then I was having to coach you a little bit. But yeah, I love that game. Battletoads. What can I say? I guess I'm a masochist. I like that game too. It took me like an entire summer to beat that, because again you made a bunch of the points throughout it, but the music, I love the music, especially when you pause it and get kind of exactly get pumped up from that. I actually like the speeder bike one better than like the surfboard, because like the surfboard said you got to get that rhythm going.
Yeah, that didn't bother me as much as the almost just frame dodging you have to do with the speeder bike.
Yeah, that it could definitely be cheap as far as sometimes you can have a foot off, sometimes you can't. Just randomly falling off into the background. But as a whole, I liked it, and again, just that sense of accomplishment, getting up to who was it, Raven Queen or whatever, and beating her.
Well, no warps. I remember we were talking about you did it without warps.
I didn't even know there was warps in it until later on. Like, well, shit. Let's see, Dr. Mario. I like puzzle games. Dr. Mario, I would play all the time with my mom.
Well, it was only one player on the NES, right? Or would they already have two?
No, you had two. You would do the head-to-head.
Okay.
Like in Tetris. But yeah, I would play that with her. She, I don't know, memory's a little fuzzy, but I want to say, yeah, if she liked it or, looked interesting to her, we might have even rented it, and then she ended up buying it for us. And yeah, I mean, she was kicking my ass in that. Because she would go up, she'd put the viruses all the way up and, complete it from that. So, I'd have to work up to doing that. But, we'd battle a little bit back and forth on that. Same thing with, Tetris, especially the Game Boy one. We'd go home and I would link up with my aunt and we'd sit there for hours just battling back and forth. So, good times, and, it's a great game too. Music's great.
Yeah, I really like Dr. Mario. I was a Tetris kid, but I really liked Dr. Mario. And most of the Tetris I played wasn't the NES one. It was that rare Tengen one.
Yes.
Which probably it's $100 now, but
it's something like that. But damn, it's
good.
It's very good, very, very good. Well, and then you also got the strategy in this one. I want to say more so than in Tetris, to where you can set up your pills to if it's various color and it doesn't absorb or whatever, it drops down, and then you can link up to hitting other viruses. Boom, 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 to clear stage. Or if you're playing head to head, you can fuck up your opponent.
Yeah, if you get the little combo or whatever.
Exactly. Gauntlet. My opinion, it's a great game. It's hard as fuck, especially if you choose to be, the barbarian or,
Drew.
The elf archer, just because, he has the highest health and attack, but he's slow as fuck. The elf, and to a lesser degree, the wizard, they're glass cannons. But I remember I played this in the arcade growing up, at the Razorback roller rink way back in the 80s. But then, saw that. I think, again, probably got that for a birthday or, doing well in school, whatever. And yeah, a lot of fun. Definitely would like to, play that. Maybe we can play that sometime, go through it. Like you said, when you get to the treasure room, you got to get that balance between, finding the exit plus getting your treasure up. Because I want to say, after you got so many treasure chests,
your maximum hit points would go up. So
exactly.
That would be the point. It wasn't about score. Fuck the score. You get your maximum hit points would go up.
Yeah, because especially a lot of those later boards, I've never beaten that. Because, I mean, there's so many damn levels. And I want to say, isn't there one?
I made it to the second world, but there's 5 worlds.
See, I didn't even know that. But yeah, I want to say, wasn't there a certain area that if you went one way, it knocked you all the way back?
There were weird loops, and so you would need to know the order. I mean, to these days, just use a freaking walkthrough.
Exactly.
You would need to know the order, and there's secret shit you need to hit. And I don't know if you need to hit secret shit, and then once you get to World 5, if you hit it right now, there's secret shit. There's no telling exactly what could be there. I would have to look that up, but that's a beast of a game.
Once you, because when you spawn in and there's already 30 ghosts coming at your ass, boom, there's a ton of health gone.
And how they handled that was that half the ghosts would disappear at any time.
Yes.
And so you would just be running and you would take damage from shit that wasn't there. That's how they got 50,000 things on the screen.
Uh-huh.
And I've never played Cabal as far as I know. That's a 2-player, I guess?
Yes, you can go 2 players. Well, was it Milton Bradley? I want to say damn near all the games that they put out have been great. Cabal, it's obviously my favorite. They did Marble Madness, right? And I want to say, did they do the Micro Machine game also?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Rare made it. Milton Bradley published
it. Okay.
What was that one? Oh, I think they might have been involved on Solomon's Key as well, which would probably mean Mighty Bomb Jack, which is supposed to be this super hard game. I've never played Mighty Bomb Jack. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know of any game that they put out. It's not like LGN where they just put out shit guaranteed. Speaking of Rare, I think they've done something like 40 games. They just didn't publish them. And
Yeah.
so stuff like Beetlejuice and Snakes. What was that? Snake Rattle and Roll?
Snake Rattle and Roll.
There's tons of those, and they're all fucking hard. Wizards and Warriors games, I think, were also done to Rare. You could tell because of the music is similar.
Yeah.
The same guy did the music. So this is pretty good, you think?
I do. I enjoy it. I can't remember the exact premise. You're a couple commando dudes, either just
Rambo Commando.
You're either just killing all the terrorists, or you're doing that plus saving, prisoners or whatever. But it's, I'd say pretty much it's like a rail shooter. You can move back and forth, but you're on the same horizontal plane. Your guys are coming down from the background, and you have, your machine gun. You can get power-ups, get extra grenades and stuff. You can destroy the you can hide behind barriers and stuff, but your enemies can also, so you have to destroy all that stuff to get them easier. And then you have boss fights and stuff, and whenever you clear a stage, it has a little meter showing how many guys are left and all that. And as soon as you beat it, you get the nice little music, plus the guys dance up into the foreground to get to the next part. That's how you transition the levels. It's always a lot of fun whenever I play it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to pop up one. All right. 4 more here, man.
Yep. Well, let's start with Silver Surfer. Again, I'm a big Marvel Comics guy. Silver Surfer, yes, it's cheap as fuck on a lot of things, but it's still fun to play, in my opinion. The music, again, harping on music. NES music is, for the most part, is phenomenal. That is definitely no exception. It's just great, get you pumped up, especially I want to say Mephisto's world.
There was like only 2 or 3, and they alternated based on. It might have been. I can't remember if it was always guaranteed. The music was if you was a scrolling stage left to right versus the horizontal one. If it's but there was only 2 or 3, but they stuck with you. And I want to say there's just something about hard games with like good music attached to them that they work really well together. It's something that indie games these days have figured out pretty good. Silver Surfer's a bitch, man.
Yeah.
Firelord. Fuck Firelord. Fuck those pumpkins. It's like you do Firelord first, see how bad your run is, and then I would probably need a couple hours, but I could do like the rest of those levels without getting hit once you're souped up. But Firelord's a bastard.
Yeah, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, again, classic. I still haven't taken out Tyson himself, but the other guys, again, you just find the rhythm. It's, I think you said, it's a rhythm game. It's a rhythm puzzle game. You figure out the weakness and just exploit it. I haven't played because when Tyson got into all his shit, they re-released it. I'm not sure.
Mr. Dream?
With Mr. Dream, did they tweak him any? Make him more Tyson-X? Or
no. He's just Mike Tyson except Mr. Dream. Now, Mr. Dream, if you go back to the arcade, I think, predates Tyson. So they didn't just pull that out of their ass. But the intimidation factor, like, well, if you want to, you got shit to prove if you're at the big Punch Out. You want to be Mike Tyson. You don't give a fuck about Mr. Dream. Even though it's exactly the same character. I remember back in the day, like in 1996 emulation, there's like a special chip that allows them to be so big, and and the emulator couldn't do the chip very well, and so you would play the game, and they would have these weird like white blocks on their shoulders, like this guy's got a chip on his shoulder, man.
All right,
Mr. Sandman was my arch nemesis, and I had to work my ass off to finally get where I could beat him. Macho Man, it was, I think you need the best way is to try to duck the spinny punches. You might be able to dodge left and right. The timing's rough. There's a little bit more animation into your duck to try to dodge something big. But, dude, this game's still a bastard to this day.
Well, again, like Bald Bull, hitting him out of his little rush,
It's so precise, and he might have the 3 steps or he might have the 2 steps. That 2-step is rough, man.
Oh yeah, exactly. Darkwing Duck, that's my quote unquote Mega Man in my collection because basically it is Mega Man, just based on the awesome cartoon. getting your Darkwing Duck. You go through, you pick your stage, and you get the power-ups. You power up your, I can't remember what he actually called his gun.
It's a Quack Blaster.
Quack Blaster, yeah, we'll go with that. But, just another fun Capcom platformer that, they were so synonymous with back then.
Now, do you remember where you got that and how much it was?
Ooh. I want to say, again, it was at Gamers. I want to say 15 or 20 bucks.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, I don't know exactly what it is. I'm thinking DuckTales 2 is probably expensive as fuck. Because how often do you see it? I don't even know what the cover of
I think it still
DuckTales
is,
2
yeah.
even looks like. Because by the time, I think about even for Darkwing, I think I rented it, so I did. And it's you're looking late into Nintendo era, and then they would have limited releases on these games, and so they're expensive as hell.
Yeah, drive up the price whether it was good or not. Darkwing's a great game, so that maybe somewhat justifies a price better than others, but still, it's just one of those things that sucks about retro collecting and all that.
Yeah, and there was that, I don't remember the damn name, the most one is still in the regular catalog that cost the most was a late game. I think it was put out by S&K. It might have been, was it Jack Brothers? I don't think it was Jack Brothers. No, it was Little Samson.
Oh yeah, Little Samson.
I think Jack Brothers might be the expensive Virtual Boy game, if I remember right. Now, tell me about Monster in My Pocket, because I've never even played it.
Monster in My Pocket is another, basically, side-scroller beat 'em up, similar to Ninja Turtles, Double Dragon. I don't know what came first. I want to say like the little toys came first. They were basically kind of like the Muscle Men, and then they had a comic and a cartoon. I remember the cartoon, and it was basically like Dracula and his forces of various monster men against Frankenstein and his crew. Okay. And something happened to where some storm, blah blah blah, knocked them over into our reality, and that shrunk them, and their war raged on over here or whatever.
Their Micro Machine battle.
Yes,
they get in the Micro Machines around each other.
Now with this one, I don't know if you remember, but like some of the cereals and like Kool-Aid, you could collect a bunch of points and stuff, and then trade those in for games and whatnot.
Oh, I saved the UPCs back in the day. There was a Drawn Together episode about it was in season 3 about the cereals. Remember, it was like Wardorf, the sponge guy. He got addicted to Crunch Berries or whatever. It's like, you got to save the magical UPCs from General Mills. And yeah, I remember I got. This was actually from the Star Wars package. If you save the UPCs from Star Wars and sit them in, that was the first way you can get the Emperor.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So I remember, like, using Kool-Aid points. I got Metroid 2 on Game Boy.
That's pretty cool.
So same thing with this. I want to say this was Kellogg stuff, because at the time I had a health thing. So I could only have limited sodium in my diet, so I ate a shitload of like Golden Crisp and Frosted Mini Wheats. So part of my suffering from that, I saved up all these points, and that was one of the games you could get. So I traded in my points, and a couple weeks later got that. It's a lot of fun. In this one, so you get to choose between either Frankenstein or Dracula, basically, to be your guy. They both pretty much play the same. I don't think there's any special differences, but you're fighting kind of like Rescue Rangers. You're small guys and you're traversing the environment, so you can pick up keys and you can throw those at the bad guys. You're going across kitchen counters, and you're fighting on the streets and have to dodge things like that. But just a nice beat 'em up, in my opinion. I have a soft spot for that. And then again, like I said, the whole memory attached to that. That's why it's in my my physical favorite groups.
Now we know why you're a salt fiend today.
Yes.